Good evening, football fans. You're alive. Third down with Morgan Holder. I am the smart one. I am Morgan.
And I'm Holder, the one that knows football more than Mr. Morgan, because he's a stats guy. He believes in his gen stats and all that crap.
I was going to say because you're old.
No, chemistry, talent is what wins games, not stats.
How's that working out?
Team has,
how's that chemistry working out for certain teams, like the Cowboys?
What's he talking about? I'm not talking about the Cowboys.
No, I'm talking about the Cowboys.
I'm talking about.
You know what?
I'm talking about.
I'm just saying. You said chemistry.
I'm talking about.
You said chemistry, and I'm saying the Cowboys had chemistry. They had CeeDee Lamb, and they got that.
Do your shout out. Just do your shout out so we can get some show started.
I don't do my shout out. You know my shout out already. Stephen A. Smith.
Please.
My shout out's gonna be Stephen A. Smith this week.
Stephen A. Smith again.
Yeah.
Can you just tell me one thing about Stephen A. that makes him so?
He's the great, and he speaks the truth. He reminds me of me.
He's a horrible critic.
No, he is not.
He's a horrible critic.
You're just a hater.
I mean, look at his show. He's got Cam Newton. Really?
What's wrong with Cam Newton? He's a former NFL player. He might have sucked at one time, but he was a former NFL player. Speaking of Cam Newton, I want you to do a shout out because I got a question to ask you about Cam Newton. So I want you to do a shout out, then I'm going to ask you about Cam Newton, this question about Cam Newton, because it kind of irritates me.
My shout out is for Pat McAfee, the Pat McAfee Show, and all of the gentlemen that he have beside him on the show know football.
They also know wrestling.
See, how can you talk about the sports, Stephen A., if you don't play the sport?
It doesn't matter. He knows this.
Pat McAfee played the sport. He knows ins and outs.
He was a punter. He was a punter. He wasn't nothing. He was a punter.
He's been in the locker room.
It doesn't matter. He was a punter.
Stephen A. is in the studio.
Doesn't matter. Okay. Doesn't matter. Stephen A. watched football, knows how it's done, knows how it's played.
So you're saying you can have your own show like Stephen A. does?
We have our own show.
No, Stephen A. is with ESPN.
I mean, if ESPN comes up to my door, I'll take that offer. But yes, I can have that same show.
What is your beef? What do we have going on? What does our agenda look like today?
Well, my agenda wasn't. I didn't have beef for a second until I forgot about Cam Newton. I don't like what he said. And hear me out, and this is why. Was he a good quarterback? He was okay. He was average. Okay, he was nothing special. Did he take Carolina Panthers to the Super Bowl? He did, but lost. He got his tail kicked, right? And after that, he sucked. It's like he went swim with the Sharks and got 8. My beef that I have with Cam Newton is how are you going to hate on Phillip Rivers because a coach came knocking at his door? He knows that playbook. He knows the players. He knows what they can and can't do. Cam Newton, you don't know nothing about the Colts organization, so you shouldn't be mad about that. You didn't play for the Colts. You don't know those players like Phillip Rivers, so you should be mad. That's the beef I have right now with Cam Newton.
So you don't think... Wait, no, let me rephrase it. So you think Phillip Rivers can take them to the promised land? Is that what you're telling me?
At this moment, absolutely not. But I feel like he could take them to the playoffs. So Cam Newton couldn't do it. Cam Newton couldn't do it for the New England Patriots. They got cut. He got benched for a rookie over there at the time, and who actually starts now. He couldn't take them to that promised land. He couldn't take them to the playoffs. Speaking of the playoffs, he couldn't do that. And he had Bill Belichick over there. Still couldn't get nothing done. So how are you going to get mad when one of the greats, Phillip Rivers, and I say great because he is, gets a call to come back to the NFL?
Phillip Rivers is great. What Super Bowl did he go to?
It doesn't matter about Super Bowl. It's stats. He got drafted
There
by
you go.
he got drafted by the
You
sorry
know,
Chargers. He got drafted by the sorry Chargers and still did great.
So you told me he's better than Drew Brees.
No, he's not better than Drew Brees. I said one of the greats. I didn't say the great. I said one of the great.
You took Drew Brees' position after Drew Brees got cut by the Chargers because of his shoulder.
It was his shoulder. And hear me out when I tell you this, Holder. And you know this. If you got an injury to your shoulder or to your knee, you don't think teams going to be like, oh, he's going to be the same, right? So why would you want to keep that player? Because you don't think that.
Well, you know what?
But things happen for a reason.
You don't know if it's going to be the same until you let him play.
It doesn't matter. Things happen. Things happen for a reason. Things happen for a reason.
After they let him go.
Things happen for a reason. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why.
Drew Brees win a Super Bowl?
That's what I'm going to tell you. Things happen for a reason, and here's why. If Drew Brees stayed with the Chargers, he would have not got a Super Bowl. New Orleans called. He went to New Orleans.
Tomlinson when they got a Super Bowl, and Antonio Gates, and that defense.
Why didn't Philip Rivers? And Philip Rivers had good stats. Why did he not get a Super Bowl? I'm going to tell you why. Coaching.
Because he's no Drew Brees, man.
Coaching.
Did Drew Brees win a Super Bowl?
He had one good year to get a Super Bowl. One.
Did he win a Super Bowl?
By luck. By luck.
Oh my goodness.
Does cows fart when they sleep? Does cows fart when they sleep? Exactly. Drew Brees won that by luck.
Okay, well, so I'm going to hold you to this Philip Rivers thing. Let's see where this takes off, because I don't think he has it, because before he retired, he was terrible.
He wasn't that bad. He had a newborn. He had a newborn. He was, getting woke up middle of the night from the newborn. You should know that.
Really?
Yes. A newborn.
You're going to blame us on a newborn?
I'm not blaming the newborn.
He had like 12 kids.
It doesn't matter. He's being a father. He's being active. He's waking up middle of the night so his wife can sleep. He's helping out the kids.
Well, he should have tied it up because he's got too many kids.
Maybe he likes having sex.
And football.
Maybe he likes having sex.
Look, Morgan, we all know you have 8 kids going on 9. We know this. So we know that you can relate to Philip Rivers and his off the field antics.
I'm just saying. How can Cam Newton get mad? He didn't do anything after he got. Look, tell me one thing that Cam Newton did after the Super Bowl. Tell me one thing. He went down the toilet. He went down the poop hole.
Rivers didn't go to a Super Bowl.
It doesn't matter. He got hit so hard by Von Miller. Von Miller hit Cam Newton so hard. Cam Newton went to the time travel, went to the poop hole. That's what happened.
Well, that is Von Miller ruined his Super Bowl. Okay.
Von Miller.
He was in the backfield more than he was in the backfield. But listen.
And hear me out. Cam Newton was saying. Cam Newton
to the Super Bowl.
Cam Newton called himself.
Rivers did not.
Cam Newton called himself Superman. I guess Von Miller was just kryptonite because he didn't win nothing.
He got MVP.
I'm gonna leave it like this. I'm gonna leave it here. Cam Newton, don't call, crying, complaining about no NFL teams getting you. Go out there, work your tail off, and maybe prove yourself. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, so now that you've cleared that off of your chest, what's on the agenda?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. As I know, I know you're a Pittsburgh fan. Do you, in your mind, have any doubt about defense since T.J. Watt's injury? Do you have any doubt that they're going to be worse than what they are?
Because we have depth at that position. Good outside linebacker. Nick Herbig is a stud. Jack Sawyer is learning.
I'm going to ask you this question.
As good.
I'm going to ask you this question because every time I talk to you, you always say stud. Every time you say someone's a stud, they come out and they choke. I don't know what it is. I think you hype their head up too much.
Okay. Give me one to choke.
You really want me to?
Yeah.
Hey, Sean, guess what we got? A running back. He did so many yards and choked. And you know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. The running back that came from Miami Dolphins. I can't think of his name. That you were so happy to get.
I didn't call him a stud.
Yeah,
I
you
said
did.
he was good.
No, you called him a stud. This was before Najee. This was before Harris. I can't think of his name because right now he's not important. But I'm just giving you one
I
out.
said he was good. They only show clips. When they show clips of players, they don't show every time
But I
he
told
touches
you.
the ball. They just show the things that he does.
I told you what happened.
Positive.
But I told you, I said, Holder, he sucks. And what happened? He sucks.
He got hurt.
Nah. Look, if the Dolphins wanted him, why did they get rid of him? Because he sucked.
So who's the stud you're talking about that sucks?
I'm just saying. I gave you an example.
Nick Herbig? Have you looked at Nick Herbig's stats whenever he's on the field? No.
I'm just saying.
No.
I'm just saying. Every time you say someone's a stud, they suck. So just don't hype their head up. That's all I'm saying. Don't hype their head up.
TJ Watt is good. He sucks.
That's
Pretty
different.
much,
that is different because we know TJ Watt does not suck.
Stud. A stud.
But hear me out. He's injury prone though. He has injury prone for the last 3 years.
Look, I'm not worried about our outside linebacker quarterback rush attack.
So let me ask you a question.
As much as I'm concerned about Minnesota's quarterback.
We ain't talking about that right now. We're talking about the Steelers. We ain't talking about Minnesota right now. We're talking about the Steelers. Okay? Trying to get me to cuss at you, and I can't do that.
I believe you have the Steelers pick to beat Miami.
I do have Steelers, and that's the thing. Miami's terrible. Miami sucks. Plain day.
4 straight.
Against nobodies. Against high school teams.
It's momentum.
But listen, I do have a serious question though. It was a puncture. It was a collapsed lung. Do you think he's going to come back the same, or do you think he's not going to come back like he can play?
I'm not a doctor. I don't know. I'll find out whenever he gets back on the field.
Okay.
It's not anything. It's not going to has anything to do with his physical ability.
So do you think he's going to come back?
Sure that
is he coming back?
The money they make and the insurance he has.
Is he coming back?
Whether or not he can play.
So let me ask you a question: is he going to be ready for playoffs?
I'm not going to be ready.
Is he going to be ready for playoffs? Is he going to be ready for the playoffs this year?
They're saying he'll miss this week and he'll probably play the following week.
Oh, okay. That's all I had to ask.
Have you been keeping up? You haven't been keeping up?
I don't care about the Steelers. I almost call them Philadelphia.
I can't tell. You're always telling me something about my team. I already know.
I don't care about the Steelers. But since we're on the Steelers bandwagon right now, there's some speculation, some rumors. I want to see how you feel about this. Yes, we might see Joe Burrow retiring, but we also rumors out there he might go to Pittsburgh. We just talked about this. We talked about this before the show started. We know that Cincinnati would be dumb to trade him to the division team. But would you see yourself getting Joe Burrow? Would you like that idea?
Like I expressed to you earlier, it's much better than what we have now. Now, what team do you think would not take Joe Burrow? Would Minnesota let Joe Burrow get away if he wanted to go to Minnesota?
I'm going to take one team that will let him get away. It's the Browns.
Well, that's a season-ending career move if you go to the Browns.
And another team, the Cowboys.
Hasn't even started his career, and it's over already.
The Cowboys will be dumb enough to let him go. Cowboys wouldn't get him.
Why? You don't think the Cowboys have a quarterback right now?
That quarterback is trash. He is hot garbage trash. Not in top 10. Terrible.
Speaking of the Cowboys.
Terrible.
Here's a fellow at work.
Exactly. And you know why I'm picking on Cowboys right now. Cowboys is trash.
Okay, listen.
I'm listening.
So this guy, he is a doc. He wears his Cowboys hat to work, and every department he walks into, they give him crap. Okay, but he has not jumped ship. Now he's originally from Houston.
Mm.
Why wouldn't he be a Texans fan? I don't know.
I've been better than being a Cowboys fan.
But he has made a game score prediction.
We'll talk about that.
Either 35-9 or 31-9, Cowboys over Vikings.
Does he not realize that Cowboys secondary is suspect, that trash? Diggs is not going to play, so that secondary is just trash.
He's aware of it. He's very much aware, but he's saying that the pass rush will get to whoever is playing quarterback with Minnesota.
The pass rush might happen, but let me tell you, if that don't happen, they cannot stop Jordan Addison. They can't stop T.J. Hawkinson. They can't stop Jalen Naylor. They cannot stop Justin Jefferson. I mean, I can't go on about my receivers. Can I go on about the receiving core?
Well, he knows it's the secondary suspect.
And rumor has it that Dillashaw,
they just can't get off the field on third down.
Christian Dillashaw is supposed to be back this game. That's the missing link on the line.
So what are you saying? So what is your final score prediction?
We'll get that there in picks, and I'll tell you. I'm going to let that stew in there.
You going to let that stew in there?
Yeah, I'm going to let that stew in there.
After he badmouthed
your
Minnesota, like,
I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to let the stew in there. Because I know he's probably listening. And if he's listening, I want him to think about what I'm going to say. Okay? Because that's going to be the night game. That's 8 o'clock game. I want him to think about this game.
Well, I don't think he's listening because we don't normally do our show. I told him to listen in on Wednesdays.
That's true. Tonight's a little special.
I will, when I get to work, I will tell them to queue up Saturday night show.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead because I'm gonna do this twice. I'm gonna give you a score twice. Okay? He's saying 31-9. He's out of his living mind. I don't know if he's smoking crack. I don't know if he's smoking crack. I don't know if he's doing meth. I don't know what the hell he's doing. But he is out of his living mind. Out of his living mind.
Really?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he is a diehard from back in the Cowboys Super Bowl days.
Well, he needs to rewind himself and let him know that this is 2025. The Cowboys haven't squat since some.
You know what he does at work?
Probably talks too much.
He mocks Dak Prescott when he's in the shotgun.
Prescott's a hell of a quarterback. I'm gonna tell you this. Before I give you a score, I'm gonna tell you this before I tell you the score. Dak Prescott's gonna throw 3 interceptions and 1 pick six.
That's what I told him. I told him 3 picks, and he'll probably get sacked 3 or 4 times.
And I say that nicely. I don't say that to hate on the Cowboys. I'm saying because Dak Prescott is a terrible quarterback. He's trash, right? It's like me putting out there and going out there playing quarterback. I suck at quarterback. Prescott sucks at quarterback.
Well, I told him he's going up against the Tom Flores defense. He didn't seem to care about that.
Well, he should care. He needs to care. Let me ask you a question. Hear me out. Did the Cowboys beat the Lions, or the Lions put a whooping on the Cowboys?
Well, he blames it. I told him
because last time I looked,
that game was their kicker.
Because last time I looked, we beat the Lions, but the Lions put the spanking on the Cowboys.
So they came close. I think they got 7, and then the game just got blown away.
So I'm gonna tell you this score right here. I'm gonna be a realistic guy. I'm not gonna do anything to badmouth the Cowboys even more. I'm gonna tell you a good score. Okay, it's gonna be a legit score. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be firm. It's going to be 24-27 Vikings.
That's a losing score. 27-24? Is that what you think?
Minnesota's going to have 27. Dallas is going to have 24. Are you there? You got quiet.
Yeah, I'm there.
You got quiet.
That's because you faded out. I didn't hear anything.
27-24, Minnesota.
Your defense is going. Power Florida's defense is going to allow 24 points.
I said I was being nice. I just said I was being nice.
So you're saying Dallas is going to keep the game close?
I'm being nice.
That's what you're
I'm being nice about
That's
it.
what you're telling me.
I'm going to give you.
No, I want you to be honest. I don't want you to be nice. I want you to be honest.
31-7, Minnesota.
31-7.
Absolutely.
Now, if you're talking about a pick six and 3 picks, yes, that sounds more realistic. But 24-7 with a pick.
I wanted to be nice. I wanted to be nice. But I'm going. But because he kind of irked my nerve there, and I wanted to be nice. But I'm going to say it. 31-7. And the reason why I say that is because Prescott cannot handle the pressure that Minnesota is going to put on him at all. He's going to be on his bicycle like Muhammad Ali was in the boxing ring, but only he's going to get knocked out.
Well, now, hear me out. Because
And the question is CeeDee Lamb going to be playing? If not, they might not even score.
CD drop it.
If CeeDee Lamb ain't playing, they won't score.
Well, let me tell you something, my friend. He seems to think that the Cowboys are going to win their last 4 games. They're going to beat Minnesota, the Chargers, Washington, and New York.
All right, I'm going to tell you this. They're not nowhere near going to beat Minnesota. Okay? Not going to do that. And they definitely ain't going to be the Chargers. The Chargers are going to put a whooping on them.
That's a definite.
That is a definite going to happen. The Chargers are going to put a whooping on the Cowboys like it was their stepchild.
Now, they are playing that game at home, right?
I don't care if it's playing at home, playing away, playing in Japan, playing in China. Dallas Cowboys will lose both those games against Minnesota and the Chargers.
So you think there's a chance they'll beat Washington? Now, I have a bet with them, man.
Now, Washington, they're going to lose. Washington, they're going to win. They're going to beat Washington because Washington got smoked against the Vikings, 31-0. We can't forget that. But the New York Giants, if Dart is playing, Dart is going to throw over 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. Mark my words. He's going to torch the Cowboys.
Let me put in one more tidbit before we move on. He also said if they mess around and let Dallas in the playoffs, watch out.
Watch what? Watch Prescott throw an interception and lose? I mean, that's happened multiple times. We've seen that. 49ers. Just saying, we've seen that.
I told him that it's a possibility that they're not going to make the playoffs.
They're definitely not. And let me tell you why they're not. Because they're trash. They're terrible. They're going to lose. Again, they might beat Washington, but when it comes to the Chargers, Minnesota, and the Giants, they will not beat those 3 teams.
Well, he seems to think that they can sneak in if the Eagles lose 2 more of their games.
Eagles is not going to lose 2 more of their games. That's infinite right there. That's not going to happen. I don't know what's going on.
Dallas has that one tie too. That tie might come back and bite him in the rear.
Oh, for sure. Again, I do not see the Cowboys making the playoffs. Now, if they do, congrats. But I don't see them making the playoffs. I don't even see Minnesota making the playoffs, to be honest. But I'm being real. And I'm showing love to both teams because I'm talking about them. But I'm being honest. Neither one of those teams will make the
Well, the
playoffs.
last 4 games, Morgan, the last 4 games, I think the Eagles will win 3, though. Have problems with Buffalo. But they'll beat Washington. And they have to play, the Eagles have to play Washington twice.
And Jay Daniels is hurt, so we don't know if he's going to be playing. We don't know, and he hasn't been really that good this year. The Raiders, you might as well stay. You know what, Holder? Let me tell you something about the Raiders. When you say the Raiders, make sure you announce them as the high school football team of Las Vegas, okay?
Yeah, well, I know that. But
But
who they have left?
they're going to go
Raiders
3.
tomorrow.
They're going 3-1. Philadelphia's going 3-1.
They're definitely going 3-1, and Dallas is going to lose.
And let me tell you
I'm
something.
saying all 4 games.
And let me tell you something.
It's a possibility, like you said, they could beat Washington.
Let me tell you something. Chargers beat the Eagles. Dallas beat the Eagles. I don't care about Dallas beating the Eagles. The Chargers, though, that defense is going to be stout and ready for Prescott. Again, Prescott hasn't faced defenses like he's about to face tomorrow. He hasn't played defense like he has it when he played against the Chargers. I mean, he's going to be scooting, hopping, trying to run away.
Maybe he'll fake an injury.
Who knows? Who knows? I'm just curious. What?
And it's also a possibility they could get booed at home.
That is true. That is true. I mean, I get we all got ticks. We all got our favorite teams we like, but he needs to change his team. He needs to become a different team than the Dallas Cowboys, because Dallas Cowboys is a high school team as well. They're a high school team. I think a team in Dallas or a team in Texas, put it back, a team in Texas can beat the Cowboys. A high school team in Texas can beat the Cowboys.
You think Houston can beat the Cowboys?
Oh, hands down, absolutely. I think Archie Manning can take the Texas Longhorns and beat Dallas Cowboys. That's what I think.
Oh my goodness.
Or shall I do this? I think Indiana Hoosiers college football team can beat the Dallas Cowboys.
Too much. That's way too much, man.
I'm just being honest. That's how I feel about the Cowboys, because they suck.
I think you made your point, and I'm sure when he listens to this, he's going to want to be on the show, because he's going to have a lot to say. Now,
I'm hoping he comes on the show, because I want to put him in his place and let him know how bad those Cowboys suck. I'm going to tell him this. When they lose all 4 games, he has to turn in that Cowboys hat and either wear a Vikings hat or Pittsburgh Steelers hat, because that's how we roll.
Oh, you know what? I don't think he's going to do. I told him, why don't he just represent the Texans? You know,
he'd be better off.
Better football team.
He'd be better.
He's from there.
He'd be better off representing Texas Longhorns. I think that's the best football team in Texas right now is Texas Longhorns, or the Aggies. Well, Texas A&M Aggies.
He's also diehard. He's a Houston Astros fan, so you know, he did the right thing in baseball. Well, according to you, probably not, because you're a Cubs fan.
They cheated. Didn't they cheat to win the World Series a couple years ago?
Yeah. And I brought that up, and he was like, they didn't cheat.
It was a proven facts. It was a proven facts. Didn't Jeff Beck, you know what? This is a football show. This is a football show, so I cannot talk about baseball. So stick to one sport tonight. But please,
I understand.
He needs to be my guest. You're a guest as well. And when you talk to him Monday, let him know that Sean, Morgan, told you to tell him to stop wearing that damn star on his hat. You might as well wear an Aggie for Texas A&M or a Longhorn for the Texas University, because it's the only 2 teams in Texas that's good.
Yeah. I'll let him. I'll tell him to listen to this show, and he'll hear it right from the horse's mouth.
Or he could get Texas State a Bobcat hat, who they probably could beat Dallas Cowboys as well in football.
Well, maybe the Oklahoma State probably can too. Those Cowboys.
That's true. Cowboys versus Cowboys. True Cowboys versus true Cowboys. That could be very true.
What do we have next on the agenda, man? I don't want to roast him too bad.
Oh, I'm not roasting. I'm just speaking the facts. That's pretty much it about those. Now we can move on into to the big boy party. Talk about the Minnesota Vikings because I'm pretty. Where do I start with them? That's how I feel.
Let's talk about the Vikings when we get to the game picks.
Okay,
let's do that.
We can do that because
I know you have a lot to say about them.
I do have a lot to say about them. I'm just trying to stew over what I should talk about first about them because I'm gonna cry. I'm probably gonna cry talking about them. I'm probably gonna cry. Let me ask you a question. We can talk about Vikings a little bit. Let me ask you because I got a question to ask you because I've been thinking about this since we've been talking about the Cowboys. Pittsburgh Steelers. I know it's your team, and I know he said something about the Cowboys if they get in the playoffs. All that smoke gun talk, pow pow bang bang. Let me ask you a question. Do you feel in your heart if Pittsburgh gets in the playoffs, that could be a deadly team?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think the offense is where it should be now. Adam Thielen only had one catch. The running game isn't where it should be, and the defense is still giving up a lot of yards on the ground. So, you go up against a powerhouse, and we'll learn.
But this
week.
But you know how Aaron Rodgers is though. You know how
Chan has a good running game.
True, but Aaron Rodgers, he can play in the playoffs, and we've seen it. He can play in the playoffs. And hear me out. Mike Tomlin might be on the hot seat. So you don't think he wants to win at least a playoff game?
Mike Tomlin has been in the hot seat for a few years now. Steelers fans have wanted him fired even when Matt Canada was there.
So let me ask you a question.
The problem is they're not going to fire him.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. If he does get fired, who do you want to see over there? Do you want to see Brian Flores take his place?
Yes, that would be dope.
Do you think that would be the only candidate? Do you think that'd be the only candidate that can do it?
As of now, because he knows something about the team since he was there for a season. So he's kind of got an edge on other people if he's released back into the coaching carousel. Yeah, I think he would be probably the number one candidate. The ownership knows him, right? And I know he was a defensive assistant when he was there. So he really didn't have a position that carried a lot of weight. But
and hear me out. I know we talk about Brian Flores, from.
You think they're going to let Flores?
I don't think they would have any say so if he goes and gets an interview for a head coaching job. I think they're going to let him go. And the reason why I say is because why would he want to stay for a team and be a defense coordinator where he can move up the ladder and become a head coach?
Why couldn't he become the head coach of Minnesota?
Kevin O'Connell got that job right now locked for the next 2 years. And the reason why I say 2 years is because last year and the year before last was amazing. This year is kind of up and down because of quarterback situations. But I think next year he can hit the spiral and be that coach again that took him to the playoffs.
Well, so you think Kevin O'Connell had no say-so in letting Darnold go?
I don't think he tried. I don't think he pursued enough. I don't think he tried to stop that. They was all heavily on JJ McCarthy. So with that being said, I think if he would have seen what Sam's been doing now for the Seahawks compared to what JJ's doing the Vikings, I think he would have made that decision differently. I think. If
I ask you this, who are the two strongest NFC teams right now?
I'm gonna say the Rams and the Lions. And the reason why I say the Rams over the Seahawks is because the Rams beat the Seahawks.
Okay, but you don't consider Seattle to be a competitor?
Oh, Seattle's a threat. Don't get me wrong, but they're so if you do this in order, it's going to be the Rams, the Seahawks, the Lions, and the reason why I put them in that situation is because the Lions is good, the defense is good, but Branch is out. Branch is gone for the year. So that makes it now where Seattle's defense could be better than the Lions defense. And we know that Donald can do that guy. We know that Seattle got a good receiving core. Seattle also has a good running back. Lions had the same thing, but without Branch, how good can the Lions be in that secondary?
Remains to be seen.
I mean, because we've seen how they did without Aiden Hutchinson last year on the edge. It wasn't that great. It was terrible. So with that secondary, it could be the same. Same. Not trying to knock the Lions down. So Detroit Lions fans, please don't think that. I'm just putting you guys down there because I don't know how y'all could be without Branch. And we know how good Seattle, and we know how good the Rams is.
Well, I guess we'll find out. I personally think Darnold could take them further than he did with Minnesota.
Oh, for sure. Donald has shown a lot. And I told you this after the Jets. I said he's playing for the wrong team. I said he's a good quarterback. He's just on the wrong organization. He went to the Panthers, wrong organization. 49ers got a good start there when Brock was hurt. But then he went to Minnesota, and we've seen what he can. Look what he's doing with the young Seattle Seahawks team that he got. So we know what Sam can do. The question is, can he put that up in the playoffs? I think he could. I think if Seattle gets home field advantage in the playoffs, throughout the playoffs, because right now it's the Rams and Seattle. Like I said, it's 1-2. But if the Rams show me if Rams lose, then Seattle can move up to that first spot. And the Lions can move to that second spot, and I think Seattle can have a home field advantage throughout the playoffs. And if they do that, the 12-man there, whoo! That's all I'm going to say, Holder.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
I think this is the best Seattle team that we've seen, even when Russell Wilson was at quarterback. I think this is the better team.
Well, yeah, the defense is good, but I don't think they were as good as the Legion of Boom.
And the reason why I say that is because they got a better coaching staff. Nothing wrong with Pete Carroll, but Pete Carroll messed up. He could have 2 Super Bowls. He should get the ball to Marshawn Lynch instead of trying to throw the ball. That's mistake number 1. This coach here ain't gonna make no mistakes like that. This coach here is gonna go all out and win. When they're like that, he knows what to do. He knows what they got to do to win, and he's gonna do that. He's gonna pull that victory in there. And it's like pulling teeth the way he's going to do it.
Correct. Well, you shared enough. Now let's move on because we still have picks to go over.
We do. And I know we usually do this on Wednesday, and folks, I apologize. Been a little busy, so the show was put on back hold, and I do apologize. We're going to try to get things back on track as soon as we can. I think starting next week we should be there. We should be doing this on Wednesdays now. But I want to apologize again.
You're always apologizing for something.
Well, you gotta apologize for your mistakes. We did do our picks. What's just kind of confusing this week, Coder, is that usually we have different picks, but this week we got the same picks.
Well, that being said, there weren't a whole lot of great choices out there of upsets.
No, there wasn't.
So that's why.
There wasn't. I know Thursday night the game happened already, but we both picked Tampa Bay, and I don't know why. Usually you don't pick Tampa Bay, which was kind of like sturdy there. Like, does he know them? I don't know. Why did you pick Tampa Bay? But you picked Tampa Bay. And if you would have picked Atlanta like you would have done, like you wanted to, because I know you did, because I know you don't like Baker Mayfield, you would have won this week. So the question is, why didn't you pick the Falcons?
I didn't have much faith in Kirk Cousins. I just didn't feel like Kirk was the man, but
on that game, do you blame Bowles, Todd Bowles, the coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or do you blame defense? Where do you blame the blame at for that game?
And I didn't really watch the game, but Tampa Bay is clearly the better talented team.
You would think. And
again, Pitts hasn't really done anything since he's coming to the league.
What, 3 touchdowns?
Bijan Robinson has done his part.
I think Robinson's playing for the wrong team. I hate to say it, I think he shouldn't be playing for the Falcons. He should be playing for a contender. And the Falcons is not a contender. They're pretenders.
Yeah, I think maybe Atlanta's defense faltered and gave up that game. I'm sorry, not Atlanta. Tampa Bay's defense faltered.
And we talked about this before the show. Now, Carolina Panthers has never won a division. Do you think the Panthers can take control, keep it, and make the playoffs? Or do you think Tampa Bay is going to come back up there, win that division, and go to the playoffs? What do you see happening in that scenario?
I don't have any faith in the Panthers, really. They've won some games, and they've gotten lucky.
But the games
I don't see them.
But the games they have won,
trending into contenders yet.
I'm not saying they're still pretenders. They're not contenders. They're still pretenders. But do you filter them going to the playoffs over Tampa Bay?
I feel like Tampa Bay, they'll get right, and then Tampa Bay will lose in the first round of the playoffs.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Now, hear me out. Maybe Carolina could be that little practice team that someone got to go against, like the Lions, or maybe the Seattle. Because if Seattle, like if Rams take that division or takes that division, it'd be Seattle or the Rams. Maybe one of those two playing against the Carolina Panthers, or the Panthers go, and the Panthers could be a practice, training section.
I think Carolina can probably play spoiler for some teams, maybe.
I mean, we do know.
But as far as them being contenders, no, I don't.
We do know the Carolina Panthers and Tampa Bay has to play each other twice. They haven't done that yet, but they will. And we've seen the Saints beat Carolina already this year. They play them tomorrow, so let's see what happens. I just wanted to ask that question because it was this year in that division is kind of up and down. We thought it would be the Falcons. We didn't think the Falcons would be where they're at right now.
I'm pretty sure didn't Tampa Bay lose to New Orleans as well?
I think they did.
I'm pretty sure they did, which was a total upset.
And that's what I'm saying. And the Saints could play spoilers too. I mean, that quarterback that came out of University of Louisville, he's a rookie. I think he should have been starting. I think if he was starting, because they've been winning games with him. They might be in that same sequel that we're talking about the playoffs right now, but they're not.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think they are either.
Next game, it's Cleveland and Chicago. I know you don't like the Browns, but I don't think you like the Bears either. I was kind of head scratching about this game because I was like, man, I don't want to pick. But if I don't pick, I would definitely lose. So I had to go with the Bears. And I know you was in that same position too. Like, man, do I really want to pick one of these bums? But we had to.
Yeah, I don't really like Cleveland, A, because they're in the division, and B, I don't like Shador. My daddy is Deion Sanders.
Now, let me ask you a question about Shador since we're on the Browns. And I know what you're going to say, but I just want to ask you because I want to make sure that I'm not going to guess. Do you think it's just luck riding his shoulder right now?
Who? Shador?
Yeah.
He hasn't won anything.
But the way he's playing phenomenal. Do you think it's luck? Or do you think he's playing with a chip on his shoulder?
I haven't watched him play. I refuse to watch him play. Unless they're playing Pittsburgh, I will not watch the Browns. Because of Garrett and Sanders.
I think he's trying to make a statement. I'm not saying it's luck. He's playing to prove something, and proving something is I'm doing this on my own. I'm not using my dad. I'm not using the name Sanders. I'm doing this because I love football. And I should have been picked over certain people, and I wasn't. And we've seen the line at first. The line wouldn't block for him. We've seen him not practicing with the first string starters for a couple of weeks, and then now all of a sudden he's practicing with the first string. And oh my God, it's like he's living in his fairy tale. But at the same time, I think he's trying to prove something. He's trying to prove to people this is where I belong. because those doubters like, oh, he sucks, he's terrible, he shouldn't be in the league. But he's trying to show them, you guys are wrong about me. This is where I'm supposed to be. This is where I belong. Maybe not on the Browns organization, but NFL is where I belong.
Who did they play? They played the Titans, right?
They did. They lost, but was not Sender's fault though. It was not Sender's fault why they lost. The coach took him out when they went for a 2-point conversion, which was stupid. They put
teams do that. Teams do that. They take the quarterback out and they run a what do you call that?
It was a screen.
Running back.
It wasn't a running back that threw the ball. There was a pass play. Guess who did it? Gabriel.
Who?
Gabriel. And overthrew the receiver. Or no, he didn't overthrow. I'm sorry. He shortened that pass, got an interception. That's what happened.
You don't think he should do what it does the same?
No. Absolutely not. No.
Until if he would have played and he messed it up, then what? Do you think he's still riding high?
Shador didn't mess up, though.
I'm saying if he was the quarterback for that play.
No, he wouldn't have. And let me tell you why. Because that was the game-winning that needed right there was 2 points.
Stuart Sanders is terrible. And I know you're riding his jock, just like you were riding Lamar Jackson's jock.
Shador Sanders, for 4 games, in 4 games, threw over 700 yards, 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. His quarterback rating is phenomenal, 80%. So you're trying to tell me he sucks? No, he's playing because he's proven something.
He hasn't played anybody.
It does not. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's NFL.
You don't have a W.
It does not matter. He's playing.
Nothing.
He's playing in the NFL. He's playing.
Okay, and does he ever win?
It does not matter. He's playing his pro athlete, so he's doing something.
What do you mean? You can have great.
And yes, he has. And yes, he has a win. He has a win. He has a win on his name.
Against who?
That doesn't matter. But against the Raiders.
It matters.
Against the Raiders.
It matters.
Against the Raiders.
And
your boy Max didn't do nothing against him.
And you're terrible. The Raiders are terrible.
It doesn't matter. He has a win next to his name.
Okay, and what? Now what?
I'm just saying.
I'm not with it. Sorry.
Against the 49ers, the 49ers, he didn't do terrible against the 49ers.
What's the next game?
I'm just saying. You got quiet. Next up, we have.
What's the next game?
We have.
I didn't get quiet. I just don't believe in him, and I'm never going to believe in him.
You should.
Terrible.
You should. You should believe in him. Next up, we have Baltimore and Cincinnati. We both got Baltimore. Do you think this is a must-game win for Baltimore?
What do you think? Of course it is.
I'm going to say absolutely.
As long as the Steelers are back and forth for first place in the division, yes, it is a must-win. Their last 4 games are must-win games.
Do you think that Cincinnati can knock them out of the playoffs by beating them tomorrow? Or do you think that tomorrow will start elimination for the Ravens if they lose tomorrow?
No, because Pittsburgh still has to play Detroit. Pittsburgh has to play Baltimore again.
Let me tell you something real quick. And hear me out when I tell you this, because I'm going to say this nicely. I think Pittsburgh is going to beat Detroit Lions. I'm not holding my breath. I think Pittsburgh will destroy the Lions. I'm just saying.
I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and I'm hopeful that they beat the Lions, but that's not likely.
Let me tell you why.
Lions just have two.
Let me tell you why. We beat Minnesota. Minnesota beat the Lions. Minnesota beat the Lions.
You think Pittsburgh's offensive line can hold off Hutchinson?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We beat the Lions. Y'all beat us.
Look, it doesn't matter. Y'all's line isn't as bad as ours.
Our quarterback is trash. Our quarterback is worse than our quarterback. Our quarterback is playing like he's playing for middle school. I'm just saying. He beat the Lions. I think Grandpa Rogers could beat the Lions.
What's the next game, man?
Oh, you don't have no faith. You don't have the faith. I'm telling you, Holder. Next up was the Chargers in Kansas City. We both got the Chargers. I think it's a little too late for the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs' season is done. I think it's over. I think that's Denver's division right there moving forward. I think that is no longer Chiefs' division. I think that's Denver's for years to come. I think Denver's riding the hot stove.
With that being said, Denver is probably going to be the new dynasty or the new division champ.
They're going to be both. They're going for be a dynasty.
Chargers, so they're better than the Chargers. Obviously,
they're going to be better than the Chargers. They're going to be better than, of course, the Raiders. They're going to be better than the Kansas City. The Denver. We've seen Denver play last year. We knew there would be something special, but this year is not a fluke. They're for real. This is a dynasty.
right.
This is their year. That's going to win that division. My prediction for Super Bowl, I believe Denver's going to be in there.
Really?
Absolutely, I think Denver's going to be in a Super Bowl conversation. If and only if they don't get
if they have home field in the playoffs.
Well, I was going to say if they don't play from behind. They have to play up. They can't play from behind. But they will be in that Super Bowl conversation. I promise you. I don't see.
I think they're good.
I don't see Buffalo beating them. I don't see Buffalo beating them.
They can only get better in the draft, though. I think they need one more draft season, and they'll be unbeatable.
Oh yeah, hands down.
If they stay healthy.
I believe in my heart. I believe Denver is going to be a young and up and coming. Like they're going to be dangerous. Like you know how we talk about the Rams and the Seahawks and the Lions. Denver's right there in the AFC top conversation. I think that's the best team right now in the AFC.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And the reason I say it because next game is Buffalo and New England. Buffalo, that used to be Buffalo's. AFC used to be Buffalo's. Not no more. I think New England. I hate to say this because we both picked New England, but New England is another young up and coming team. But I don't think they're not conversation yet of being Super Bowl contenders. I think they're missing a few things. I think Denver has those already.
They're missing a few things, but they're a very confident team. I think I would like to see New England and Denver play each other.
Yeah. I think Denver. I think Denver would win. I hate to say it, but I think Denver would win because I think Denver's defense is 10 times better than New England's. I think Denver's line is better than New England's line. I think Bo Nix is a little bit better than Drake. And then Denver got a good running back over there.
It'll be a good game. I think Denver is a better team as well, but it's the NFL.
That is true. I mean, it's going to be an interesting couple of years because, I mean, Chiefs was a dynasty for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, 5, I believe.
I think Denver's going to be longer. I think Denver's going to be a dynasty for about 10 years. And the reason why I say this because again they're young. New England's going to be a dynasty for some years because they're young. But next game, we have Washington and the Giants. We both got the Giants. The reason why I go with the Giants is because the way Washington played last week against Minnesota, Minnesota scored 31 points and Washington got shut down. It was 31-0. And I'm not saying to hate on Washington. I'm not. But what I'm saying is that Daniels is hurt. He might not even play. And if he doesn't play, I don't think they can come and beat the Giants.
Agreed. So you've lost total confidence in what's his face, his backup, Mariota.
Yeah, I don't have faith in him. He can't get the job done. And don't get me wrong, they have a good team. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know because Washington has good receivers. They have a hell of running back. I I'm not going to say it was coaching. I think coaching. Because when you have a player like Daniels go down and you have a backup like Marcus Mariota, you should be unstoppable, right? Because Marcus Mariota's been in the NFL for so long, he knows the playoffs. Or plus, he knows the defense. But he's playing like a schoolgirl.
Yeah. All right. Mariota doesn't quite. I mean, he still does stupid stuff.
He does, but
when you're talking about a veteran, he does. He just doesn't have it. I mean, he's streaky. He's not consistent.
And does that go back on teams he played for, or does that start with him? Because you got to think teams he played for didn't have good coaching.
I don't think that's coaching. I think because some things, the coaching is not on the field. Okay.
Yeah.
When players panic or try to keep a player alive or what have you to get that extra yard. Some guys fumble when they fight instead of go down. Some guys throw errant passes and they get picked up. Or what are these guys throwing the double and triple coverage?
All the time. I have no faith in Marcus Mariota. I think he should give it up. I think he should retire. That's me though. That's
like Bo Nix, because Bo Nix said his dad coached him.
Yeah, and he can tell
when he was in high school, I believe. But he said,
and both of them came from Oregon. That's the thing.
Ball away. Just throw the ball away.
Both of those quarterbacks came from Oregon. Bo Nix and Marcus Mariota. And Oregon produces hell of athletes.
Their recruiting is through the roof.
I think it's up. I mean, yeah, definitely. So he was good in college, and we talk about college and NFL being two different things. But I think Marcus Mariota should give it up. I think it's time after this year. Hang it up. You're done. Just right on sunset.
Yeah, he won't start anywhere, but having him as a backup, it at least gives the team somewhat of a chance than having a guy like Mason Rudolph.
I would rather have Mason. Let me tell you something real quick. I would rather have Mason Rudolph on Minnesota right now.
Oh, you can have him.
I'm just being honest. I'm being honest. Next up is Phil. Next up is Philadelphia, which is an NFL team against the Las Vegas Raiders, who is a high school team. We both picked Philadelphia. What is going on over there in Las Vegas? They got Pete Carroll. Do you think it's coaching? Do you think it's all of the above? What do you think is going on over there in Las Vegas?
I don't know, but Max Crosby better get out while the getting is good.
He signed an extension. I don't think he's going to leave.
I know, but I'm just saying.
And here's the thing. He had teams wanting him. He had Pittsburgh, 49ers, and all those three teams I just named are contenders. Why would you stay in Las Vegas? Who is not a contender? They're just pretenders.
The problem with the Raiders is coaching. I'm going to say it. I don't know what they thought they saw in Geno Smith, but you have weapons on that offense. Well, you had weapons, but Brock Bowers is still there.
My thing.
Don't have a quarterback.
My thing is, I think Kenny Pickett,
home team quarterback, fingers to the crowd.
I think Kenny Pickett's better than Geno Smith. They got him on the bench. You went and traded for Kenny Pickett, but you're not playing him. You're playing old Grandpa Geno Smith. Explain that one to me.
I can't. Maybe he's a favorite because Pete Carroll and him have history.
Maybe, but Geno Smith, he had one good year and that was it. One good MVP year. He was MVP candidate, didn't win it, but he had one good year, and then he faded off.
I knew he was lucky. I know you were on his. I'm not going
to say luck. I think he got to that NFL stardom of being a starter. He was like, I don't gotta do shit no more. Pardon my French, but that's how it was. I don't gotta do it no more. I don't gotta practice. I don't gotta read defenses. I don't gotta film. And I think it shows.
Well, watching some of their games, the guys kind of quit too. They don't really finish plays.
And hear me out. You went out and got Ashton Jenner, who's a good running back, but why?
Ashton
Jenner?
NT?
Whatever, it doesn't matter. He plays for the Las Vegas Raiders.
GNT, man.
Doesn't matter.
Did he win the Heisman?
I don't know. I don't know if he did or not. I don't care. No, he did not.
I think he won.
Did he win it? No, Travis Hunter won it last year.
Who?
Travis Hunter.
Oh, Travis. Yeah. I'm thinking he was
a runner-up.
Running back in college.
Yeah, he was a runner-up. He was a runner-up.
He was the best running back.
Next up is the Jets and Jacksonville. Both of these teams are not doing anything. They're both ice cold. The only difference is Jaguars did win some games, and Jets is just freezing over.
The Jags are poised to take the division.
You think that's going to happen?
I'm not a fan of the Jags. I don't like. I've never. Really like Trevor Lawrence.
That's
gameplay.
We've seen the Colts was what we thought was running away with it, and then 2 weeks in a row the Colts have fallen off.
Well, they got Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, that was their division though. Heck, it could have been Tennessee Titans.
Well, this is what I'm saying. Barring injuries, if teams stay healthy, they can be very successful year instead of the beginning of the year.
Now, hear me out. Do you blame the Colts organization for not getting a better quarterback to back up Daniel Jones?
You don't think their backups are good enough?
Obviously not. That's why they got Phillip Rivers. They have a receiver.
What was the kid's name that got tired?
Anthony Richardson. He's hurt.
Is he hurt?
Yeah, he's been hurt.
How can you be hurt and not play?
I think that's why they got Daniel Jones. He was hurt last year. I don't know if he's even going to play this year.
I don't think he was that hurt.
I think it was his shoulder or something.
I think it was his shoulder, but that's not.
Real quick.
Well, he had surgery. I knew he had surgery.
Real quick, this just came in. I know it's NFL talk, but Mendoza is the first Indian Hoosier to win the Heisman.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay, good for him. Moving on.
Well, I wanted to go look up Anthony Richardson injury, and I seen that, and I was like, oh, man, I got to get that announcement out because that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling it. Well, okay.
Well, the Hoosiers have been a terrible college football team.
Yeah, I know. And what were they, ranked number 1 this year? Or,
yes, they are.
Or in the top ranking?
They're number 1. So, yeah, I'm looking for his injury. I'm trying to see. They got Brett Rypien. I think that's how you say his name. Rypien. Oh man, they got a lot of injuries over there.
Yeah, I know they're an injury-riddled team, but a lot of teams are. Problem is.
Oh, it was his eye.
Go ahead.
It was Anthony Richardson's eye.
Oh well, he won't play anymore. He's done.
Well, he would not be. Yeah, he's on an injury reserve.
He's done. Well, Phillip Rivers is on the practice squad. He hasn't been elevated, I don't think.
Yeah, it was. He is on the practice squad. I don't know what's going to happen. He might be. He might not be ready for this game.
I guess we'll have to wait and see what with everybody.
Oh,
Don't make
absolutely,
any bets.
absolutely. Next up, we have Arizona, Houston. We both got Houston. I think this is going to be a good outing for Houston. I think Houston needs this win to stay in the playoff hope. I think if they fail and lose against this sorry Arizona Cardinal team, I think their playoff hope is done. And they've been having ups and downs too this year over in Houston.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, injuries. Injuries can do that.
Oh
It
yeah.
makes or break a team.
Oh, for
Sometimes
sure.
an injury you can benefit, and there could be a stud that could step forward and show that he's better than the guy that got hurt. Or there's a guy that'll come in and will be trash.
That's true.
Or,
That is true.
opportunity next man up. That's when you take advantage of that.
Now let me ask you.
Guys that are undrafted are the ones you really need to look out for.
Let me ask you this question because I'm feeling a certain way too. With Indiana losing these games, and we said Jacksonville's time now. Do you think this is use time too to come back and win this division?
I don't know if they can. The defense, if the offense could match the defense's intensity, yes. But the defense is keeping that team in the game right now.
I mean, granted, Jacksonville's number 1 now in that division, and Houston's at number 2. They're 8-5. Jacksonville's 9-4.
Yeah, I told you Jacksonville was leading the division. I just don't know. It's kind of like a 3-horse race there with Indy, depending on what happens with Indy.
Yeah. I think Indy can fall. They're not going to be in last.
The division is going to come down to the last game of the season.
We know Indiana won't be in last in the division because Tennessee is in last in the division at 2-11. So we know that's not possible. But Indiana can fall and be number 3 in that division. That's very possible.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to the last game of the season in that division.
Oh yeah, it has been for a couple of years though. It hasn't been a runaway at all. The division is pretty fun to watch. Next up we have Green Bay and Denver. We both got Denver. I think this game is going to show people how good Denver is, especially with Parsons coming in on our defense with the Green Bay Packers. I think Denver's going to stop him every way they can. I don't think he's going to be a factor.
No, Denver is a team that makes adjustments. They won a lot of fourth quarter games,
and
they
got the best record. It's them in New England at 11-2. So and Denver hasn't played slouches either. Denver's been playing pretty good teams.
Well, Denver starts slow.
They do.
They can move the ball, but they don't put up points, and then they figure it out.
Now,
but you cannot survive on that.
You know what?
You got to come out and you got to be aggressive.
You know what's crazy?
But they have all the talent in the world. I think they'll beat Green Bay hands down.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna tell you this because what's crazy is that you know how Green Bay and Denver they tied, right? Or Green Bay and Dallas they tied, right? Denver.
Oh yeah.
Denver beat the Cowboys by 20 points, and that was at home.
I know it was a show.
And that was at home. They're playing against Green Bay at home. Green Bay better be ready to play in that cold weather. I know Wisconsin gets cold, but I think Denver's much colder than Wisconsin.
No, it's not. It's just the air is thinner.
All I'm saying is Denver is going to put BTA on Green Bay.
That's the ass, huh?
Absolutely.
Well, you know what? I don't know about that, but I do know that.
Oh, I know about that. I'm gonna take your score for this game.
I'll give them a 10 point.
Give me a score. 10. Give me a score.
20-10.
I'm gonna say 44-20. 44-21.
What?
They beat the Cowboys 44-24. They're gonna beat Green Bay 24-21. Or 44-21.
20-10. 24-14.
I'm giving you a real score. I'm giving you 24-21.
Pardon me?
I'm giving you the real score, 44-21.
I don't believe that.
They beat the Cowboys that bad.
Over 200 yards rushing. They'll have over 200 yards receiving.
They put BTA on the Cowboys. You don't think they're going to do that with the Packers?
The Packers are better than the Cowboys.
Is that why the Cowboys and the Packers tied? If they was better than the Cowboys, how come they couldn't beat the Cowboys, but they tied?
Doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
They're better than the Cowboys.
If they was better than the Cowboys, how come? If they're better than the Cowboys, how come they tied?
What are their records?
They're the same.
Green Bay is better than the Cowboys, and you know it.
No, I don't know it.
You hate Green Bay because they're in your division.
I hate both teams.
That's not. You're biased.
Looking record-wise, Green Bay is better than the Cowboys by record-wise. But again, if they was better than the Cowboys, how come they could not beat the Cowboys? How come that wasn't possible?
NFL, man, come on, it's NFL.
Parsons,
you're not going to win every game.
Parsons played against his old team and didn't show out. He didn't even sack Prescott like he wanted to. If you are playing against your old team, you should put a whooping on that quarterback. You want to put him on his butt every down, every second, every chance you get.
Well, they probably game planned for Parsons and it worked.
Maybe so. We don't know. Next up is the Lions and the Rams. I know we was talking about the Rams. We said the Rams is a team to beat in NFC. We both got the Lions. Even though they're playing in LA, we know SoFi Field is a hard field to win at. But we both got the Lions. I think Jared Goff, this is a win for Jared Goff because he's playing against his old team that traded him to the Lions, and then Matthew Stafford's playing against a team who's played his whole career for almost until he got traded to the Lions. I think this is going to be a good matchup.
Well, my question to you is, why did you pick the Lions, knowing that what's his face Branch is out?
Because I still have hope for the Lions. Again, I know I gave the Rams the number one spot. I think for me, I need to see the Lions play without Branch. If they can play well without Branch, then that's going to be something. And for me to do that, I wanted to see that. I had to pick them, right? Would I stop picking them? Probably not. Depends on who they play against. But I'm going to tell you this. If they can beat the Rams at home in LA, they might be a threat in the playoffs.
Yeah, well.
I mean,
I think
St. Brown's a good receiver. I think St. Brown.
Lions beat themselves when they lose. They beat themselves.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hands down. The Lions have a good receiving core, just like Minnesota. Their receiving core is a threat. And then I'm not taking nothing away against the Rams because the Rams got some good receivers over there too. But the Lions has a good receiving core, a great tight end when he's not hurt, and a good running. And I'll tell you back, two good running backs because you have Montgomery and you have Gibbs. Both those running backs are fantastic. It's the ones who punch right there, and most teams don't have that.
True, very true.
So,
but yeah, give me a score for this game.
I'm going to say 21-24. Lions by 3.
Close game.
Defense, man. Like I said, being at SoFi Field, it's kind of hard for teams, and they're playing at SoFi Field. So defense has to come strong. Offense has to come strong. If not, they can lose.
I'm going to say 28-24.
Still close game.
Close game. I don't think either team is going to shut either team down.
Oh, absolutely not. It's going to come down to who controls the ball last. In that last 2 minutes, who has control of that ball last? That's what it's going to come down to.
Yeah, that's a good assessment. I was going to say, time possession is going to be huge, but also.
And hear me out. Matthew Stafford don't make a lot of.
Do you accept the coin toss or do you defer?
I would, man. I always want the ball second half, but in this case, I would say accept it. Get the ball first. Give their defense something to look at your offense first, and that way you know what you got to adjust going into halftime.
Okay, I would probably defer because if you're down that first half, you get a chance to get back into the game or put the game further out of reach if you're ahead before the half.
Yeah, but you want to strike first. If you defer, you won't strike first. You're gonna give that defense. They're gonna.
That's on your defense. The defense could strike with a turnover.
I don't. That's the thing.
That's the thing.
We haven't seen Jared.
Most of these defenses can score,
but we haven't seen Jared Goff or Matthew Stafford make a lot of mistakes at all. We've seen that. So I don't think defense is going to make a lot. I don't think defense is going to let them make a lot of mistakes. That's me though, because going stats by stats, there's not a lot of interceptions thrown. We don't see a lot of fumbles thrown or given by these teams. Defense is really good. They can make stops. They can sacks, but we haven't seen these quarterbacks throw a lot of interceptions, let alone a lot of fumbles going by these teams either.
True.
So, is it going to be defense versus defense, offense versus offense? Because both these offenses is high power.
Detroit's defense is going to be challenged a little more because of Puka Nacua.
Oh yeah, Nacua. Oh man, he's an animal. And they got Davante Adams over there, who he's not really doing much, but he's doing something, right? He's helping them out. But again, the Lions receiving core is not bad either. They're pretty good. Brown's fast. He can catch.
Really good.
And he's big.
Brown good. Williams is good. It'll be a good game.
And Gibbs can catch out of that backfield too. So
yeah, but so either way, it's going to be a fast surface because they both play on turf, don't they?
They do.
Nope. They have grass in LA.
Nope. It's turf because it's dome. They're both playing domes.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a fast paced game. It's gonna be a fast paced game. It's gonna be a punch in the mouth, come back, punch you right back in the mouth. This is like little brother versus big brother type shit. Big brother's supposed to win, but little brother's like, no, I got you because I know what you're gonna do. I'm gonna counter you now.
Yeah. We'll see.
So
next, we both got Detroit, right?
Yeah, we both got Detroit. It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a phenomenal game. This might be the game of the week.
Possible.
Next up, we have Carolina and New Orleans. New Orleans beat Carolina already, but to me, this is a must-win for Carolina to stay alive for the playoffs and stay alive in that division to win. I think it's possible. I think Carolina can win. That's why I picked them because they need to win. They need to win out. They can't lose no more.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Do you really think they're going to win out?
I'm not saying they will, but they need to. I know they got Tampa Bay 2 more times because they haven't played Tampa Bay yet, but this is a start. This is to get that momentum going. Because if you lose this, you play Tampa Bay next week. Tampa Bay's already lost this week. You lose this, you give them the advantage, right? But if you win, you're going with all that momentum, and you take that momentum away from Tampa Bay, and you can beat them.
Yeah, who do they have? They have the Saints. They have the They have the Bucks. They have Seattle.
And they got the Bucks again. If they can beat the Saints and the Bucks and lose against Seattle and come back and beat the Bucks, their playoff hopes is right there.
You really think they're going to sweep the Bucks, though?
No, but again, if you want to win, you will come out playing. You should play like you want to win. We see Tampa Bay fumble on some mistakes against the Falcons. Maybe Carolina can pick that up and move forward and beat them next week. And then, you know, maybe come out. I'm not saying beat Seattle, but give Seattle a good game and come back and give Tampa Bay a good game, but win, because they need that, right? They need that. They need this momentum. They can't win and lose, because if you win one game out of these 4 games you got, you're not going to make the playoffs. You need to win 2.
I
don't see them going to the playoffs.
The Panthers are going to be in the playoffs.
I don't see them going to the playoffs. I don't see them going to the playoffs, but I'm just stating that right there is how coaching should be coached. You want to win out to go to the playoffs. You want to get your players motivated by telling them, "Hey, guys, we can't lose no more. We got to win out if you go to the playoffs."
Right.
I mean, it's Carolina, though. We know how that team is. Next up is the 49ers and Tennessee. We both got the 49ers. Because Tennessee, they're playing like a bunch of powder puff girls over there.
They're rebuilding over there, man.
So they are not rebuilding. They are just trash.
Their losses are acceptable.
Now, hear me out. You have a good running back in Tony Pollard. Cam Ward is not a bad quarterback either. He's pretty good. So what do you put blame at? Coaching? I'm saying front office.
No, it's talent, man.
Well, that's what I'm saying, front office.
They have to build through the draft, man.
But they can't. Look, you have all these draft picks.
When they had Levis, and terrible when Mason Rudolph was there. There's no difference. Okay?
But they should have been rebuilding, though. They had time to rebuild, or a coastal rebuilding, when they had those 2 trash quarterbacks over there. You had time.
They have to rebuild.
You had time to find receivers.
You start with the most important position. You strengthen your offensive line next. Then you get him some weapons.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you no. I'm gonna tell you no. And the reason I'm gonna tell you no. The reason I'm gonna tell you no is because look what Minnesota did. Minnesota ramped up the receiving core. Then they went out and got a quarterback. Start with the receiver first. Then go get a quarterback.
No, you gotta get your line.
Oh, I'm not saying
you gotta get your line.
I'm not saying that with the line. I'm not saying that with the line, but go get.
I'm saying right now. I'm saying for them right now.
Oh, right now, I think they need everything. Offensive line, defensive line. They need their wheels. They need their mics. They need all that.
Absolutely, and it's not going to happen overnight. Give them a few years to be compatible.
I don't think it's going to happen ever. I don't think they're going to be compatible. I don't think they're going to be a threat at all. At all.
So you're saying what? Cam Ward's going to leave the team?
Yeah. And also I'm saying Tennessee Titans is now going to be the new Detroit Lions. They're also going to be up there with the Cleveland Browns. Well, both trash teams.
Okay. I don't believe that.
I do.
Cam Ward is a fighter.
No.
And I think he'll hang in there.
He's going to
leave. Fired the coach.
He's going to leave Tennessee when he can, because Tennessee cannot put his team together. He wants to win. He don't want to.
Fired the coach because of Ward.
But here's the thing. But you can fire the coach, but if you can't get players, why would he want to stay?
Because they're going to start building around him. If he's not happy with what they're doing,
that's what I just said, though. That's why I just. But here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Come on,
if you cannot do it, because I don't think they will. That's what I'm saying. They will not do it. He's going to leave. They didn't build a line. They didn't build a line when they had Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry had to find his own open holes.
I don't know. They were in the playoffs.
The best
They had
Tennessee
A.J. Brown and Derrick Henry.
and you can tell me if I'm wrong, the best Tennessee team was the year they went to the Super Bowl but lost against the Rams. That's the best Tennessee team they had. Eddie George, Steve McNair. Exactly. They had a good offensive line, good defense, good receiving core, great quarterback, great running back. There was no other team like that.
It didn't happen overnight.
I'm just saying.
It did not happen overnight.
It's not going to happen. What I'm saying is it's not going to happen again, though.
I'll give them 4 years. 4 years.
I'm going to give them 10. When I am 46, they should be better than what they are right now. Next up is the Colts in Seattle. We both got Seattle in this game. We know Seattle playing at home. That's 12-man field. That's hard for any team to beat them at. And then Colts having troubles, injuries. I don't see them competing against the likes of Seattle.
Well, the problem I have with that whole situation is that Seattle has a better defense. Seattle has just about the same amount of talent, minus the quarterback right now, as far as offense. But the Colts.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But you got to think, though, Colts have a lot of injuries. Seattle
inside. They're going to Seattle, and it's going to be cold.
That's true. That is true. Do you think this is a must-win for the Colts? If not, do you think it's
absolutely?
Even though it's not a division game, do you think it's a must-win? Because this actually
absolutely. This is December football.
Oh, absolutely.
This is where you're supposed to play your best ball.
I don't see them
division or outside of the division. You got to stack wins in December.
And you got to think about this. To get to the playoffs, you have to win, right? I mean, no, you're not a division winner, a leader, but if you get second place in that division, you got a good chance of going to the wild card. Right now, that's Houston's second place. I don't see them beating Seattle. I think the Colts is done. I think they had a good run, but I don't see them making the playoffs. Do what?
Really?
Yeah. I don't see them going to the playoffs. And nothing bad, Colts fans. I'm not saying nothing bad. I'm just saying you guys are having a lot of injuries over there, quarterback issues. I don't see Philip Rivers coming right in, taking over, and going to the playoffs. I don't see that.
You don't see that?
I don't. Even though he knows those players, he's been over there playing with them. Same players before, Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman. He's played with them, but you gotta think. I don't think he's been practicing, keeping in shape. I don't think he's been doing that.
Okay. Well, I guess that just remains to be seen, doesn't it? Because anything can happen.
Any given Sunday, right?
If they have their core players can keep them in contention, they might be all right.
They might. I guess we'll find out tomorrow. Next up is Minnesota and Dallas. We already went over this. We both got Minnesota. I'm not gonna give you a score because I went over, but I'm gonna go ahead and give you one anyways. I'm going to say on a limb 30.
Seven.
31-7.
Everyone.
No, Dallas scored 7 points. Minnesota has 31 points.
So you're saying the defense is going to win this game, or are they going to be good enough?
We're going to get a pick six, but
right.
And that's Sunday night. That's the 8:20 game. Next up, after that's the Monday night game, and I couldn't be any happier about this game because this game isn't going to be boring. It's Miami and the Steelers. We both got Steelers. I think Steelers need to win this game to wrap up their playoff hope. I see them going to the playoffs.
I don't think they're wrapping up.
I think they will. The reason why I say that is because y'all got Lamar Jackson's numbers. I don't see Miami winning against you guys at all.
I don't know. We're going to forget Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, but he hasn't done nothing this year.
That's because they've been playing him mostly as like a nickel.
That's true. That's fair. That's fair. I don't see Tua doing anything against you guys either. Good thing is though,
no.
and a good thing is you get a Sean, you get Samuel. We'll go back to see how good he's going to be.
Asante or Thielen too.
Oh yeah.
Most of those guys are active right now. So, and I think they're done with the kid from Michigan, Roman Wilson.
Yeah, I had high hopes for him. I think it was going to be really, really fantastic.
I mean, I don't know what happened. It just didn't work out.
No, I mean, but y'all got a good.
I think he'll go somewhere else and be great though.
That's true. That is true. But I know y'all got Adam Thielen. He's older, but he's still got a lot of gas left in the tank. He's good.
Well, Adam Taylor is more like a possession type receiver. He reads defenses well.
And he's going to take a lot of pressure.
He can sit in those pockets.
He's going to take a lot of pressure off of DK and a lot of pressure off of Kevin Austin. So it's going to be a good thing.
Yeah, we'll see. I just hope the offense plays well. It's going to be hard for him to stop Achane, though. Achane he's been running wild. That's true. But again, I think they could contain Miami. I'm going to go out and say the score for this game is going to be 28-14. I think Pittsburgh's going to win. 28-14. I think it's possible. I'm going to say 24-17. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Fans, say thank you for tuning in. We had one guy talk to Holder. It was Holder's coworker. If you guys have anything you want to say, talk about, chime in. Don't hesitate, please. It's all fun and games until your team sucks and loses. But it's all fun and games. I mean, it's been a rough patch for the Minnesota Vikings. It's been a rough patch for a lot of teams out there. But this is all fun. We do this because we love football and we love to make get on each other's nerves a little bit. But also, we would like to interact with you guys as well. You can always get at us. Third Down with Morgan Holder is third down. 3RD down with Morgan Holder. YouTube, our Facebook, our Twitter or X now, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, just chime in, please. We would love to hear from you guys. And if you guys want to get on the show, just let me know and I can send you a link from what we use. And you guys can also hop on the show and be a guest if you want to do that. Well, that sounds wonderful, Morgan. I'm glad that you're opening the door for our listeners to chime in and give their opinions or even butt heads with both of us. Because this is an opinionated show. It is an opinionated show. I want to do something, me and you have been doing this. This is our third year. Dang, man, I can't believe we've been doing it for that long. But this is our third year, and I'm going to do something different. I want to get different actions with people, let's make it fun. We can make it kid friendly. We can, if you cuss, you cuss. I don't care. I mean, it doesn't matter. Let's just have you guys come on, tell us who your favorite team is, and how long you've been liking that team. Okay. Well, next year I hope we go video. Maybe we can do a video show. We talked about that. That's the thing. Me and Holder sit down and talk about videos.
Yeah. Holder. I mean, what else do you have on agenda that you want to do different besides videos and getting people to interact?
I think maybe we set up a stat screen so people can see stats for the game when we do our video shows.
Okay,
Um,
I like that.
open up some lines to take callers live.
Well, now hear me out. I'm going to ask this question because I'm glad you said that. How about a trivia on this show? If you get the trivia right, you get a gift card for anything you want. It could be food, it could be gas, but you get a gift card. How would you?
That would be fun too.
And you can't go on Google though.
All we gotta do is keep Stephen A. out of this show.
And you can't go on Google. We gotta share screens when we talk about trivia. You gotta share our screen page with you because we gotta make sure you're not cheating.
You think our listeners would cheat?
Well, I mean, I have two guys, an old coach who I coach with, who's a Patriots fan, and I have a brother who's a Patriots fan. So yeah, absolutely, they will cheat. Hands down, they would cheat.
Well, we have to have a live call in, and that's how we do it. We would do it with phone calls. Callers call in. Your answer, first one to get it right wins the gift card.
Absolutely, yeah, we can do that. I want to do something fun for you guys. Me and Holder, we want to change things up. We want to make this fun, not just for us, but for you guys as well, who's listening in. Because I know sometimes y'all listen to podcasts and you're like, oh, these guys are boring, or we want to make this fun.
Yeah, you get to rag on Morgan and tell him how full of you know what he is.
Or
you can side with me on just
hear me out.
That these teams have.
Hear me out. Or you can just ride with me, get a gift card, and tell Holder to go stick it somewhere, because stats always wins.
Yeah. Okay. That's been proven wrong.
With that being said, guys, thank you for listening. With that being said, don't let fourth down get you.
All right. Well, Morgan has said all that he's going to say because he has basically signed off, and I technically have the floor. Again, thank you guys. Also, happy holidays from Morgan and myself. Since he didn't mention it, I'll just include him as well.
Because we're gonna have a show next week.
Either to give or receive. I don't know which team is going to be doing that, but you guys keep tuning into the show. We really would like to hear more from people out there. And we want to thank you guys for just being football fans, basically. And I am going to say stay penalty free, and we are out of here.